All right, welcome back to the Rami podcast. A little bit of a shorter one today. There's no Yankees, no Mets, no Knicks, no Rangers. We're going to do a full Knicks playoff preview tomorrow and maybe even Rangers. We'll see on Friday. But today's Thursday. It is April 18th. And we're going to talk about something that I've kind of hinted at for a while now, something that I've teased at. I've kind of half mentioned it a bunch of times on this platform, on WFAN, a few different places. And I kind of want to explain a little bit more in regards to the New York Yankees, because if you follow my career, you follow me along. You may not, but I hosted my first ever show on WFAN about a month ago at this point, maybe a little more, and which is crazy to think, by the way. But that's cool. Hopefully, another one soon. I've done two so far, and this is another way for me to get better at this and this platform. Part of why I created this. I never really talked about why I created this platform, but maybe at the end of the episode I will. And so I created this platform partially as a way to get better at my craft, and mainly as a way to get better at my craft, and because I was recording anyway and just sharing it with my bosses and reviewing it with my bosses as a way to get more airtime at WFN. Continue, really not, that's not the goal. The goal wasn't to get more airtime. The goal was to be better and maybe earn a little airtime along with it. So my goal is to continue to be better and get better at this. And I have a fun announcement regarding the Rangers playoffs. So we'll do that on tomorrow's episode. Fun announcement for you guys regarding New York Rangers playoffs and something I'm going to be doing for the New York Rangers playoffs. So lots of fun content coming, but this is something I've talked about and I've wanted to talk about it here, and I hinted at it a lot yesterday, so I might as well do it. And it's regarding Juan Soto and the New York Yankees, because my first ever show, like I started saying at WFAN, I was down on the Yankees. I said, look, this team is, quote, all in. This is not a championship caliber team. Juan Soto doesn't change the Yankees enough to make them a championship caliber team. He's one player. He came over from San Diego. How does he change the team enough to make them a championship team? Tell me, honestly. And that was something that I struggled with because I saw the San Diego Padres. I talked to Jake Peavy out there, which is interesting because I worked with him at LMB Network last year. He said something really interesting to me when I asked him, what's wrong with the Padres? Obviously, he's a Padre legend. He used to play for the Padres, and since then, he moved into the media. And so he went out to San Diego at one point during last season, the 2023 season, and the Padres were struggling with all this talent on their team. And I said, like, Jake, what's going on? Why are they struggling so much? He said, they don't play together. They don't play as a team. And I'm like, dude, it's baseball. Like, at the end of the day, when you're in that box, it's one-on-one. It's you versus the pitcher. What do you mean they don't play together? They don't play as a team. How does that manifest itself? How does that make a difference? He says, when each guy is playing individually for themselves, they're looking for the hit. They're looking for their own average to go up. They don't care about the next guy in the lineup. So if the first pitch, they know it's going to be a first pitch fastball, why work the count? Why let the guy on deck or the guys in the dugout see a bunch of pitches? I'm just going to hit it. It doesn't matter. It's all about me. It's all about my numbers. And then when you get back to the dugout, you're sitting alone. He said, you don't understand how much can happen when you're sitting in the dugout and you're talking strategy. Look, here's what he's doing. Here's how he's going to try and approach your at bat. Hey, look, this guy, this is what he's doing tonight. It's going to be really tough to hit him. Or the camaraderie, just the fun that they're having, guys building each other up in the dugout. All that stuff is like team baseball, and it helps your team. It helps your team win. And I never really thought of it that way, despite playing baseball and stuff like that. It's just different. You don't think that it computes at that level, but it does. And I'm like, man, so Juan Soto is part of that culture, and he's supposed to come over here and change the Yankees. But there's one thing that Juan Soto brings that changes everything for the Yankees, that makes me feel like it's 2009 again. And that's crazy to think. That's the last time the Yankees won the World Series. That was one of the best years of my lifetime as a Yankee fan. We always look back, 2009 Yankees. Wow. And this team, in a way, reminds me of the 2009 Yankees. And that's saying something for me. And what is it that Juan Soto does? So if you take it back to 2009, you take it back to the team that had the core four, Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, Andy Pettitte, Mariano Rivera, a bunch of guys like that, and even Mark Teixeira, who was a new guy, who took it so seriously. Every at-bat, their craft, they were so serious about it. The pride of the pinstripes almost were heavy, and they cared so much about it. And we saw that a little bit last year with the Yankees, right? Where the pinstripes got heavy and it was hard for people to perform. And Aaron Judge takes it so seriously. I'm the captain now. I have to lead the way. He's a serious guy, it seems like, mostly on the field. He's almost Jeterian with his answers about things. You had that in 2009, but what changed from the previous seasons where they struggled and would get knocked out of the playoffs, ultimately 2008 being the year that they ultimately missed the playoffs in the last year, the old Yankee Stadium, where the pinstripes were heavy on A-Rod at the time, coming over and trying to be that guy for the Yankees. And despite having individual success and incredible seasons, MVP twice and all that, they never achieved the team success. And in the biggest spots, A-Rod was small. Then you bring in the guys like Nick Swisher and AJ Burnett and CC Sabathia, who have more personality, are having fun. All of a sudden, kids like Robinson Cano is blossoming into his own, and his personality is starting to shine. All of a sudden, the team's having fun, but there's still the intent and the seriousness and the approach that they have that is Yankee-like, that is, okay, we take this seriously. We want, our goal is to be the best. We treat ourselves as the best. You have that Derek Jeter to you, but you also have how much fun the team is having and how much they're enjoying the process of it. That's what happened in 2009. Ultimately, it led them to a World Series title, a World Series championship with a killer lineup, CC Sabathia, and some great help from the pitching. I mean, AJ Burnett had a huge start. Andy Pettitte had a bunch of huge starts. I think he won all of the elimination games in that postseason run. So, yes, some incredible stuff outside of CC, but the rotation wasn't perfect. The bullpen, Mariano Rivera locked down in the ninth, but outside of Rivera, it wasn't perfect. They got some big innings here and there from Damaso Marte, whoever it was. My point is, the team was a really good team that transformed, not only because of the talent they brought in when they just brought in those 3-4 guys that we talked about in that offseason, and those were huge names, but it was also the personality that they brought in. Guys who take it as seriously, but don't like portray it that way, but are having fun, do it with a smile on their face, do it with a sense of joy. Juan Soto wants to be a Yankee. Juan Soto came here with every intention of making this as serious as possible. He knows it's a one-year run. He wants to win a championship here, and I think he wants to get paid here and stay here. Whether the Yankees will do it or not is a separate conversation. And the fact that he came to New York with that mindset, but he's still having so much fun. Like, you see every single pitch, he takes it so seriously. And now every Yankee, every at-bat, Anthony Volpe transformed himself, the way he approaches the plate. Oswaldo Cabrera transformed himself, the way he approaches the plate. It's contagious amongst the entire team. Juan Soto is willing to take a huge walk in the ninth inning like he did yesterday against the Blue Jays because he trusts Aaron Judge, who hadn't had a hit all series. He trusts Aaron Judge behind him. He's not looking to draw a walk, but if you're going to walk me, I'll take the walk. I'm a team player. I'm not a me first guy. But Juan Soto does it all with a smile. As he's taking the walk, he's doing the shuffle. He's laughing. He has the seriousness of the Jeter, of the Teixeira, of all the core four from 2009. But he also has the fun of Nick Swisher and Robinson Cano and obviously AJ Burnett and all those guys. And it's blended into one. And it makes him a joy and a blast to play with, but it also makes the intent around the team. Everyone on the team, a guy like Alex Verdugo, who was criticized for having too much personality and maybe making it too much about fun and not serious enough, all of a sudden he's serious, but he's having fun still, but he's taking it serious at the same time. Juan Soto is showing you that you can do both. There is a certain approach that this entire team has that changed the entire outlook of the season, in my opinion. Guys like Marcus Stroman, the way he comes in with the personality, how much he loves being a Yankee, and how serious and how much he cares. There's something different about this team, and you feel it, and it reminds me of the 2009 team. So I don't know if the Yankees are going to win the World Series. I can't tell you today that they are definitely going to. But from a month ago, just a few games into the season, not even a month into the season, my entire mindset on the New York Yankees has totally shifted because of what I've seen, specifically from the personalities from Juan Soto, from these guys so far this baseball season. So that's my piece on the Yankees. So when I refer to the Juan Soto effect, that is the Juan Soto effect. The joy he brings to the game, the intent on every single pitch, every single game that he brings to the game. It's rubbed off on the front office, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed. It's rubbed off on Aaron Boone. We don't see the punt lineup anymore. It's different. So this is a huge thing, in my opinion, what I'm seeing so far from the Yankees. So again, I'm excited to see it. I'm happy to see it. By the way, I just worked out, so I'm like catching my breath still. It's wild. Any hoops, I do want to talk about a couple things. So I mentioned I'm going to talk about what the idea behind this was. This is my 5th day in a row doing this, and the idea behind this was to really just have fun, do something different, do something cool, continue to work on my craft. It was something I wrote on like a post on LinkedIn about it, where I've been doing these privately with Spike and David at WFAN for a few months. And with Spike leaving, I was trying to think of a different way that I can continue to do these. And I still have a relationship with him. I'm sure I could reach out to him if I wanted to. He's actually more available now, and I'm sure I'll meet the new guy, Ryan Hurley, at some point. I haven't met him yet, but I'll meet him and all that. But for me, this was a way to work on my craft, to continue to get better, and also to continue to build my own brand. on the side while I'm doing everything else, continue to build my brand. We'll talk about how that's taking another step tomorrow. Now, Fridays, if you do or don't know, I don't know if you do know, I'm an observant Jew. So that means Shabbos I keep, and Friday night I can't make a video. So on Friday night, instead of doing a video, and this is how it's going to be for now, we'll see, maybe it'll change, but I'm going to do a preview video on Friday. So I'm going to preview the Knicks series, maybe tell you about my Rangers content that's coming up. So I'm going to do preview videos on Friday mornings or afternoons instead of the recap videos at the end of the night. It works out. I know there's Mets and Yankees tomorrow, but we'll recap everything on Saturday night. We'll hit on the Mets and Yankees. Obviously, the main topic Saturday night will be Knicks game 1 against Philly, but tomorrow is going to be a preview video, and then I'll tell you also what I'm doing with the New York Rangers this postseason run, which is going to be really fun. And obviously, we'll talk to you about what's going to be taking place tomorrow, or what's going to be taking place over the weekend. Friday night preview of the Mets and Yankees series, and then also because oftentimes they'll be going into weekend series, so it's a great time to like a weekend preview on Friday. And then also obviously preview the Knicks. So lots of fun stuff coming, lots of content. Please stay tuned. Keep subscribe, sharing with everyone. I appreciate the support. Again, this is me. This is a project I'm doing for myself. And if you want to follow along, I love that. I appreciate that. So that would make it even more fun for me and even better for me. So I appreciate all the love from everyone I've received so far. I thought yesterday's episode, listening back to it, was one of the best. So if you didn't hear it, go back and listen to yesterday's. It was when I found out the Knicks were playing the Sixers. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. Until next time, subscribe, share it, and I'll see you guys later. All right. See ya. Peace.